You just tuned in to Up for Discussion. What's up? What's up?
Good morning.
Evening and afternoon. And we are glad to be here this evening for Up for Discussion. This is episode 54. If we keep it up, we'll eventually hit the centennial, whatever that is. And
The 100th.
yeah, we're working towards it all the time. So
Can we eat cake again?
we might as well.
Remember when we had our birthday, the first year of
I do. We're
Gosh,
we're getting close to a year too.
2 years of podcasting.
No, 2 years of the shop.
But we did a year of podcasting. That's when we had, or was that the year of the
No,
shop?
we did the year of the shop.
Oh,
Yeah, we did our first birthday.
It's almost time to eat cake again. That's all I know.
So
don't want to wait till the 100th, maybe.
That's right. Let's not wait. So this evening we are talking about, well, before we get too far into it, this is episode 54. We're calling it 3D Season Has Begun. We're a little bit late on that because 3D Season has been rolling for a while, but we're going to talk about it because it's kind of impacting the shop because we've got our first shoot that is tomorrow. So
Ultra 3D season starts tomorrow, right?
That's right. So we're going to talk about the significance of shooting and what that does for a guy that is a hunter, how that impacts you, and how that plays a role in your shooting. So, because it definitely does.
And I think if we can get to it, what it does to you in the middle of the shoot.
Yeah.
Like the things that you go through when I think I made mention of we're all lights out when we're just shooting in the backyard, and then you throw a little pressure on and whammo.
It definitely plays a different role.
So
that's the things we're going to talk about this evening. We've got a shoot that is coming up tomorrow. It starts at 9 a.m. For those guys who are interested, we encourage you guys to come out. It's $25. Kids are $20. There's going to be a payout, and we're going to split basically the profits amongst the winners. We've been back and forth on several things pertaining to whether to have all of because we are an ASA club, but you don't have to do every shoot as an ASA club. We've got an ASA qualifier that's coming up in April, and I guess we're kind of working our way into this.
So I mean, give us grace.
Yeah, we'd love some grace
and mercy, but we're gonna try to. What you're saying is we haven't decided exactly
how many classes we're going to have.
We know what the ASA rules are. So when it's a qualifier, obviously it's the ASA rules.
Yeah, we'll have 100%. All the classes for next month for sure.
But when we're having our own shoot, we don't have that ironed out. I guess we will by tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But that won't necessarily be set in stone.
Yeah.
It's not that it couldn't change because we got to feel our way into it and see like, how many are going to show up? Because we don't want to throw them out there because ASA has 7 pins. And it's like you could have such a broad, that you don't have enough people to compete in one of the classes or something.
Well, my thought. That's our big hesitation. Well, if, only one person shows up to shoot traditional, well, they're obviously the winner. But is that of more value to be able to shoot traditional? I would say to some level it is.
Right.
Like, because it's definitely going to draw more guys than.
Yeah. I mean, we almost have to have a traditional class.
Yeah. Last time we didn't.
Yes.
And we had a guy show up and ask if he could go ahead and shoot it traditional, and we let him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that's where everyone's, I was asking for the grace and the mercy because we just have to see if all of a sudden the word is out and we've got multiple traditionals and multiple people that want to shoot open pro or something like that in that class, which would say you're shooting longer range and full setups, lenses, clarifiers, long bars, whatever you can put on your bow is legal, then we'll go that way for sure.
Yeah.
But you just have to know that, because we want people,
but
we
that's
want it to be
tough
a good,
because
friendly, fun competition.
I guess we almost need to pull the trigger and say we're either doing it or not, though.
Yeah, probably so.
But
And if nobody shows up to shoot traditional, you market it better, and maybe you get a hold of more people and get them to commit and say, yes, I'm coming to shoot. And
sure.
then all of a sudden it may catch a little more traction. You've got competition, because the whole thing is for it to be fun competition. Because one of the things I was saying earlier is, as soon as it turns in to competition,
Yeah.
soon as you leave your yard, we're all pros in our yard. We all shoot amazing groups at home by ourselves. And I shoot my best groups. And then when there's competition, all of a sudden that's when
Well, it elevates your heart rate.
your heart rate goes
It
up.
changes your thinking. I mean, you're a lot more critical of yourself. Like,
Yeah. Oh man, you just will, you have to really watch. And those guys will tell you that shoot it a lot. It's like, after that bad shot, after that, whatever it was, 5, 8,
yeah.
you got to set that one down and go to the next one and shoot it like you just started. And you hear these different terminologies even in sports. You lost that game today, season starts again tomorrow.
Yeah.
You lost that target, the next target, the game starts all over.
Yeah. I was always the kid that was like, bull crap.
Season's over. But
Yeah.
at some point it is bull, because you can't come back from a losing season. But if you play it one game at a time or shoot at one target at a time, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
The first time we ever, years ago, went to Metropolis and just shot bow novice, I think.
Yeah.
The first time, I had no idea what to expect, walked up to the first target, and I remember my heart beating in my ears.
Yeah.
And I was like, Lathan, calm yourself. It's a foam animal down there, known yardage. But I was like, you're standing with people and they're watching you, and you're like, I know I'm pretty good, but I'm going to, and all the stuff that goes through your mind.
Sure.
So your heart rate goes up. The nerves come into play.
To me, it's the closest thing you're going to get to shooting a big buck.
Yes, when the competition comes in.
Yeah, it is.
Because you will think yourself into a bad place.
Yeah, you will. Like, I mean how many times
rate,
when a big buck comes in, do you strategize, all right, where should I shoot him at? What's the holes? What, is he going to come in a little bit closer? Is it,
and then you
play
shoot
these mind games.
And then you shoot and you're like, that was the dumbest thing.
Yeah. Of all the shots I was going to take.
I could have waited. Yeah. I could have done this anywhere, I shot too fast. So it's all those things. It's all those things. I'm not saying it's exactly like a huge big buck coming in on you, but it is it
recreates that feeling, though,
of dealing with the nerves and the decision. And I really do think your brain beats you a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Or mine does.
I would agree with that. Like, when we went to Metropolis last year, I struggled bad with the mind.
Yeah,
I did.
I could say from my experience, I shot pretty good.
Yeah, you shot good.
But it would have reflected way better if I could have changed my mind.
Yeah.
I couldn't get my mind to change. I was shooting everything. When I say low, I missed the 12 ring, and it don't matter. I missed it. So they're 8s, but I missed that 12 ring so many times, that lower 12, low, ½ inch, ¼ inch.
Yeah.
Well, that tells me everything I'm judging, because it was unknown yardage. I'm judging it. If it was 43, I'm judging it as 40 or 41.5 or something.
Sure.
And I was like, Lathan, just change it, fix it. And the next target, I'd be like, all right, 46 is my guess. Well, it was 48.
Yeah.
And I shot it low again. And then my brain, I would tell myself, shoot the upper, because you got to call in the ASA, you got to call the upper 12. Yeah. I was like, shoot the upper 12. You're shooting low, you're going to get 10s. And then when you do hit one right, you'll get the 12. Never shot an upper. I couldn't.
You never called an upper?
No, couldn't get my brain to go upper. It was like I was hardwired to shoot the bottom one, and I was like, if I switch now, it's going to mess everything up. But I was
Dude, you were playing games.
That's a mind game.
Yeah.
I had my nerves under control.
All that being said, come and shoot our shoot tomorrow.
Yeah, and you will find out, especially when you're in a group, and the money part of it makes it even more competition.
It does.
Because potentially there'll be some dollars there.
Yeah, there'll be a little bit.
So you're like, ooh, especially when you've had a good
our shoot last year that we had in September, which we will be having again this September.
It'll be the Bonanza, right?
It's the one where we kick in a lot of extra money. Like last year, I think we gave away it was close to like $3,500.
Yeah, we gave away a lift.
Yeah, and
$500 cash twice
for each
class. Yeah,
for each class. So it paid out good, and
and this one could.
Yeah,
I mean, if the shooters pour in.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying. And there's a bunch of them in one particular class, and you win it. Who knows? It could be more.
Could be.
We don't want to limit it. It could be more. So,
yeah.
But anyhow, so how you want to go from there? We've covered some things already, but maybe a little bit deeper.
How do you feel like? Shoot? Yeah, we can do that. What today is consisted of might be a little bit of a talking point.
Yeah, that's why I'm kissed by the sun.
Yeah,
and I'm drinking body armor because I've been in the sun all day, and I was like, I need something moist and electrolyted or something like that. We've got natural flavors in here, some coconut water, some electrolytes, and antioxidants, and some B vitamins. And my body was saying, I need all that.
Yeah, we got cooked today. We've been out setting steaks, prepping for tomorrow. And I've been prepping for a couple days. I've got Boston butts smoked, so there's going to be barbecue here. My wife will be here Saturday to help with that. But tomorrow it'll be all hands on deck here in the shop. So
can Cohen and Owen make barbecue sandwiches?
I hope so.
Cohen and Owen in the shop. Putting the pulled pork butt on the bun.
I told Cohen I was going to make him the sous chef.
Sous chef. There you go. Serve it up, little homie.
That's right. So we've been definitely doing all the prep work. And how about you guys? Have you guys been doing the prep work in order to make sure that your shooting is where it needs to be? I think we're 7 weeks in on shoots here in the shop.
Yeah,
8 weeks.
Little fun money shoots.
Yep, we do those weekly.
Kind of a motivation for people to shoot their bow.
Yep.
I am a big proprietor. Just keep shooting your bow.
And it's been great.
Yeah,
it has been great.
It's been fun.
We've had a different winner every week except for 2. We've had 2 guys that finally doubled up out of 8 weeks, and we felt like that was pretty.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows you that anybody can win.
Yeah, on any given day.
Yeah, I mean, the best shot in the world that is like nobody can beat that guy. He can have an off day.
Yep.
He can blow one target.
Yeah, that's right.
X one target, and if you have a good day, you can beat the guy that you think can't be beat.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that is because anybody can be beat on any day, like you said.
Yep.
But targets are set. Everything's freshened up. Move some of them around a little bit.
Rob Vaught, how's it going, buddy? We appreciate you tuning in.
Got the pins set. If everything works right when you get here tomorrow or Saturday.
Yep, you can shoot Friday or Saturday.
Friday or Saturday.
A full round ought to take you around 2 hours, maybe slightly more. So,
yeah, I mean, I think there's probably guys that could shoot it faster, that
can
hammer through it, but roughly it's going to
take you a little bit.
Take you a couple hours. You want to take your time, but what was I going to say? I was going to say, preferably bring some buddies, shoot with some buddies.
Yeah, that always makes it more fun.
We ask everybody to be honest, 100%. So there
will be a range official.
Yeah. So. Some watching, but the targets are all freshened up. Move some of them around. Got some of them that are going to push you a little bit.
Yep.
But if you never get pushed, you never get better.
I think that's what guys want.
I think that's the fun part. I think that's one of the appeals of why
tack shoots.
why the
Yeah.
tack is really being a thing the last several years.
Yeah, because guys want to push themselves to the limits.
It's fun to send them long. It's fun to be like, I think it'd go through there,
Yeah.
you know, and
where
see.
tack misses is tack takes away the competition, though. And to me, that is a major aspect of it. Like I've heard
it because they don't really, they have winners though, do they not? They keep score?
No.
They don't keep score.
No, I don't. I mean you might in your group,
fun, yeah,
but there's not a winner. And to me, that's where they lose out.
Right.
Like, and ASA is fantastic, but where they lose out is people want to be pushing themselves and doing things that, you know, they don't want to shoot the exact same thing every single set.
Right.
They want to bridge out and be able to send one and, you know, maybe shoot close one. And
then tack can go out almost to 100.
I think some of them are. Yeah.
And so I was just talking to somebody about it. They shot one. They were like, man, you had to shoot a 10 or your arrow was basically gone.
No kidding.
Because they had the way they had a rock set up. Now, I guess if you shot high, you're okay. But if you shot left or right of the 10 or low, it's
that's legit. That's legit.
No-go. So, you know, I mean, and some people have no idea. We was out there today. Someone walked out as we were setting targets, and we was telling them, you know, so say there's a target out there, just hypothetically, that there's 2 trees on each side of the 10 ring, but there's plenty of room.
Sure.
I mean, an arrow go through there easy. It's not, but we was trying to explain, when there is something there that you have to shoot past, there is this weird phenomenon that you'll shoot at it.
Yeah.
You'll gravitate towards it, or you'll try to fight it so bad that you'll gravitate so far to the other side and you'll hit the other one.
Yeah.
And it's just like you have to shut that off. If
mind games.
Yeah. If there's 2 trees there, you have to shut them off. What was the movie? I was thinking this when we were at Metropolis last time, and I even under my breath quote it to myself. It was a baseball movie. Kevin Costner was the pitcher.
Field of Dreams.
No, I don't think that was it. We may have to, somebody needs to Google that, where he bent over, like getting in his position, put the ball behind his back or whatever, looked at the catcher and said, every time he said, start the mechanism.
Oh, I do remember
that movie. And everything would black out around him.
Yeah.
And he would look at the catcher.
Start the mechanism.
And he'd go through the whole thing to throw the whatever pitch he was wanting to deliver.
Yeah.
And I was shooting down there. I was like, all right, Lathan, look at that target. Start the mechanism. Because some of them targets last year, and I didn't go with you guys to the harder one.
Yeah.
But they had some set up, and I remember like a turkey shooting through the V of a couple little saplings. And I was like, those saplings are they just messing with my head? But I was like, shut them off and just look at what you're shooting.
Yeah.
So start the mechanism tomorrow, everybody. Try to start the mechanism. That's what it is.
Aaron Denton says, for the love of the game.
For the love of the game.
Aaron Denton with the win.
I wish we had prizes for stuff like that now, but we don't.
He could be wrong, but we don't know.
Yeah. So. Yeah. We just jumped right in and just believed him, didn't we? Yeah. That sounds right. That sounds right. Start the mechanism.
All right.
For the love of the game.
Yep.
But
yeah, so if you guys get a chance, you need to come out and shoot. We have got 20 targets set up. We've got a range for guys that want to come out and practice for 20 yards just to prep.
Just warm up, yep.
Yep. So it'll be a good time. Good time. So, and you can shoot at your leisure. So that's one thing that's nice, because you don't have to feel pressured. If there's, a group that comes in, I may start one group at 5 and start the next group at 1. That way there's a gap between you.
Yeah. So there's no shooting this one twice.
Nope. No shooting this one twice.
Yeah, one time.
One time's the winner.
I say that because in here we've let people shoot multiple, and we did turn it down to 3. Just our little fun shoots in here in the lane. But on this deal, one time through.
Yep.
When you get here, will they get a card?
Yep. They'll get a card, and you'll just keep track of as you shoot. So pretty simple. And yeah.
And we're going to shoot ASA rules as far as scoring.
Yeah. ASA rules.
So-
We're going to have an open for sure. We're going to have a men's hunter for sure. We're going to have a women's for sure, a kids for sure, and a traditional for sure.
When
And
you
maybe
say-
we may have all of them. We just got to sleep on it and figure it out.
So when you say men's and women's, will that be like men's open, women's open,
well, that's what we've got to figure out.
and then men's hunter, women's hunter?
I really want to just rip the Band-Aid off and be like, we're just going with everything.
Yeah. The stakes are set for everything.
Yeah.
We did that today. I guess somebody comment, somebody that shoots 3D, anybody listening that has done this and been like, just open them all up. My only thought is like we started with, I was like, there could literally be one guy shoot or one girl shoot open.
There could be, but I'm not sure that that's going to matter to that person.
Maybe not.
Like, because they're all the time wanting to practice their skills in order to be prepared for the next one.
Sure. And there's no better practice than, you know, but you could lose a little bit if there's just one person in a class. It's like you lose that. I gotta beat somebody, you know.
You
Just don't
do
beat yourself,
but you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know that you're going
That's
to be
true.
the only person
You
in that
don't know.
class.
You don't know how
So-
many, because I mean, if we show up here and you're standing there and there's like 10 guys waiting to go through the open, then
Yeah.
you know, or the hunter class,
Sure.
they're more than likely will be mostly hunter class, right? I mean, that's just always the fun,
Oh, absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
because guys are going to come.
Yeah. There's a men's hunter 45 for sure.
Yeah.
So,
That
and then there's an
means-
open for sure. So
that means 12-inch bars.
Yep.
Can they have a back bar?
you can have a back bar, but it's limited on that.
Yeah. Can't have a huge back bar. They can use adjustable sights now,
Yes.
but no lenses.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And once you draw your bow, you can't readjust your sight, right?
That is correct. You adjust it initially and
If you draw your bow and be like, oh, that looks like it's further, you
got to adjust it in your head.
yeah. Adjust it in your brain.
And to me, that's all part of it. Like,
Sure.
so
From my experience, I think I only let down once at Metropolis.
it's tough to make yourself let
It's
down.
like-
Why is that the case?
I don't know if someone could explain that. Once I drew my bow, I was like, even if I didn't feel right about something, I was like, I'm shooting it.
Yeah.
I don't know, because you got to minute something.
And there's a 5.
And that's some of those ones that you heard you heard arrows bouncing through the trees, because you hear that sometimes.
Yep.
So,
And I'm sure we're going to hear some of that in the next 2 days. So
I think that's what makes it fun, though.
I think
when
that's
you're
what
in-
makes it lucrative.
Yeah, I think when you're in a group, I think that's probably like going back to tack, why guys love tack. I think when you're in a group of guys shooting and you glance one off the back or you blister the side of a tree and everyone's like, oh, you know, and you just have to turn around and laugh about it. I think that's part of the fun of it.
Well, what did we do after the shoot last year?
We sat and talked about it.
No, we all got together and shot it. I had to
out
peel
here.
that. Yeah.
Out here. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Because even though we were working it, we wanted to know, how do we measure up?
how do we measure up
Yeah.
and how tough was it? It was tough because it was windy and it looks like it could be that way again, but real world.
You know, I'm interested to see how that's going to shake up, because I'm seeing that the weather's going to be windy, but we might not get the rain that they're talking. So there's a chance, but
Man, the wind's tough. But I used to, all the time practicing, I would make myself go out there on a windy day and shoot.
yeah.
I did it last year once here just to check broadheads because I was curious. It was about 18, 20 mile an hour winds. And I went out and shot some broadheads. fixed and mechanical in the wind just to see what would happen.
Aaron asked, in the hunter class, can you use line cutters?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't. Does it have to be under 27?
Yep, it's 27s and under. So
Yeah.
you can use line cutters.
Or I was thinking, is it 23 on the hunter?
No, it's still 27s.
27s.
But here's the thing, Aaron. I will tell you this, because sometimes there's guys that are like, man, that's an advantage. That can be a disadvantage as well.
In high winds.
It really can.
All these guys that are shooting line cutters, if it's really windy,
they're going to suffer.
They take a harder side load than a smaller, especially even a micro.
Well,
shaft.
and they're lighter too. So not only are they get pushed way easier.
Yeah,
so
more surface area, but
yeah,
that's a thought. That's a thought.
So the fact that tomorrow is going to be a windy day, if you're shooting line cutters, you might reevaluate that, because some guys, they know exactly what they shoot with both. So, and that's a good place to be. And that's why you got a 20-yard target range beforehand if you want to change things up.
Right.
So.
You can, and we're right here. This is a unique archery shoot 3D because you are literally right outside
at
of the bow shop. You're right outside of a bow shop. So if you're like, yeah, my serving on my peep got loose, you could stop the shoot. I'm sure we would comply because I think the rules.
Yeah, you're allowed to call a timeout
to work on your
one
equipment.
time.
So you could
that
come
is correct.
in. Yeah, you could come inside and be like, Lathan, Wes, my D loop is pulling or sliding or something to that nature, and we could be like, let's get that fixed up. You could step out there, burn a couple shots in the lane, and be like, it's on the money.
Yep.
Back out and back on it.
That's right.
Pick up on, if you're on target 10, pick right back up on target 10.
Paul Cantrell chiming in that it's a great place to go as well.
Paul walked the course with us, didn't he? Paul said he could probably 12 almost everything we put out there.
Paul is a machine.
He said that one looks easy, simple, easy, no doubt. That's what I heard come out of him. Or maybe not.
I hope he shoots. Paul, you need to shoot. You need to pull the trigger.
What class would he want to shoot in?
He'd shoot in the open.
Why would he shoot the open?
Well, he wouldn't have to, I guess, based on his stabilizer and his sight. He could shoot the hunter class.
What about the novice? Is there still a bow novice class?
So the bow novice, you can have an adjustable sight, but you're not allowed to move it.
Okay.
So,
but it drops you down to like 30 yards, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah.
So, Paul, you could shoot bow novice and nothing's over 30 yards.
Yep. So Justin Wallace seconds that. Paul, you need to come in and shoot it.
Shoot it up.
Shoot it.
Justin needs to come shoot it.
Yep. Justin, you going to be here?
Shoot it with his. Well, he can't shoot it with the Oneida.
Yeah, he's not shooting it with the Oneida.
He has some part, waiting on some parts probably for that, but he's still got a switchback, I believe he's got.
Yeah.
Switchback? XT? Or just switchback?
Shoot it with whatever you got, guys.
Got the harmonic dampeners in the string suppressors. Remember the commercials?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, switchback XT.
Yep. All right.
What else?
That's a good question.
$25. I think you may have said that at the beginning.
Yep.
20 for the kids.
Yep. For those
What's the age group on what you're saying, kids?
15 and under.
15 and under, $20.
Yep.
There's pin set for all them.
Yep.
So,
there are.
I mean, we've got it all up in here.
Yep.
Every pin to accommodate. Maybe just open it all up.
Speaking of that.
Speak of that.
Brody that just won the Vegas shoot. Did you see that?
No.
This makes 2 years back to back that he's won it. The kid is incredible. Like,
what's
he
his
is
name? I seen something online. I was looking about
Is it Brody Miller?
I'm not sure.
If you know, let us know. The kid is a fantastic shot, and his ability to tune out the noise is impressive.
To start the mechanism.
Yeah, starting the mechanism. Yeah.
So he won. It's 2 years in a row. How
Yeah.
old is he?
He's 16 this year.
That is pretty amazing. So
Yeah.
he won it at 15 and
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yeah.
You're saying.
Overall. Yeah. Last year he won $58,000. This year he won, I think, over 60. So
That's probably going to be about the payout here tomorrow for the hunter class.
Brody Turner. That's right.
Brody Turner.
Brody Turner. So
that is something.
yeah.
Man, if he's only 16, the world better watch out. The archery world.
Yeah.
Is he not in the Olympics or nothing?
I don't know about that.
I mean, because there's a compound class in the Olympics, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Or is there not? Maybe they shoot. I know they shoot because they shoot like 70 yards.
I think there
recurve.
is.
They shoot like 70 some yards recurve.
Man.
Or one class is, I know.
I don't know.
I could have
Sounds like the Olympics are trying to figure out their classes as well.
Well, maybe just here's what you know. If you show up and you look at me or whoever's out there running, say, I want to shoot the such and such ASA class. Obviously, we have to make sure you qualify for that.
Yep.
In your bow and age and all that stuff. But I guess it'd just be like, well, then shoot it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you can't.
Yep. We're game.
So. I'm not going to tell you can't.
And I think it would be a good runner for us for next year or next month whenever
because that's a qualifier.
Yeah, next week or next month we're having a qualifier.
Let's explain that. There's an ASA. We're club members now.
Yep.
We did our due diligence to get into that, whatever we had to do. And then what that means is you can come next month, you shoot that shoot, and that goes on your record. If you shoot 2.
No, you don't. You've only got to shoot 1.
One qualifier?
Yeah, to go to state.
To go to the state champion shootout.
And the state shoot is in Wren Lake.
Yeah, so it's not
so
far away from here.
For all those guys that are close, you want to make sure to come to our shoot because you don't have to travel. I mean, there's all sorts of ASAs, but the qualifiers are primarily north of 70 by quite a bit.
Spread out pretty much. So if you could make this one, that's April.
Yep.
The second weekend.
Yes. The second weekend. Sorry, I was thinking.
Yeah, second weekend in April. I thought you was 2. You're for sure it's 1. Anyway, we need to find that out. But you shoot that. You don't have to win.
Donnie Millenbein told me it was 1.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, he ought to know.
Yeah.
You don't have to win, right? You don't have to post a certain score.
No, you just have to shoot it.
You shoot it. You go through it. You call that a really good practice. And
yep.
Call that a really good I was reading there. You call that a really good
I know we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah. You call that a good practice, and it goes in your record that you could go down there and shoot. And that'd be a pretty significant shoot, won't it?
Yeah.
The state champ. You go down there and win that, and you'll walk out of there.
Yeah.
Top dog. Illinois state champ.
That's what I'm looking for. State champ.
So you're going to shoot the qualifier.
Well, I'm going to shoot a qualifier. I won't shoot here.
You won't?
No.
Okay.
Because I think that would set us up for
conflict of interest.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I'll go somewhere else and shoot it. And then I'm going to go and shoot Wren Lake. So
gotcha. But you're going to shoot the state champ. I wonder what the state champ, just for giggles, what does first place in whatever class at the state pay out? I wonder.
I bet the payout's not huge, but I'm not really worried about that.
But it'd be decent, I bet you.
I want to be able to sing "We Are the Champions." So
redemption
when I walk into the shop every week,
redemption on path to the podium.
That's right.
Yeah. How many will you have going with you from here, you think? Josh will probably make it.
Josh will. I'm sure Cody will. Cody's going to shoot some of the qualifiers.
Doug will probably make it.
I would say so.
Doug and Chris.
I think Doug and Chris will go.
I mean, that's the closest, man. You shoot a qualifier and then shoot there.
Yeah, Doug has already told me that he's going to shoot our qualifier. So, yeah.
So we'll be representing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, when I say that, friends of ours and close,
UP represent.
close P, get up and shoot. Get up and shoot the qualifier so you can go potentially be the state champion.
Do you need to be a member of ASA? Yes, Paul, you do. That's a good question. You can get your membership here. Yeah, everybody's got to be a member of the ASA.
Even to go or to shoot the state thing? You don't have to be a member just to go to a shoot. You just pay your money and shoot, don't you? Like in your
no, you got to be a member.
Really?
Yeah.
Like even to shoot the hunter class?
I think so.
Like if you show up at Metropolis, you have to pay membership.
You got to pay your membership fee.
Well,
yep. Membership fee, you can pay that here, or you can do that online. Let me see here.
Man, I don't remember doing that I know we had to pay a membership.
Like last year, we paid
last year, but I thought that may have just been because we went down there and shot pro.
No, I think anybody that's going to shoot it has to shoot.
We're pro. I think I'm going to go pro.
You've got to pay. You got to pay your membership fees. So, tell
us what that is. You can't find it.
What the membership fee is?
Yeah.
I believe it's $50.
I'm officially body armored up now.
Yeah.
I'll put that over there.
So I'm pretty sure it's $50 to. Actually, I know what it is. So
$50.
$50, or it's $70 for a family, I believe.
For a family of shooters.
Yeah.
It is a family thing.
Absolutely, it is.
Well, I'll give it that. When you go to the ASA shoots, it is a family thing because you see husbands, wives, and all the kids shooting in their different classes, and you'll see them come out together, and you realize that's a whole family that just shot their whatever class they're in.
Doug gave a thumbs up. You do need to be a member, so I assume that's what he's thumbs upping. What are you thumbs upping, Doug? Let us know.
His awesomeness, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Or that he's shooting.
I know that he's shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to pay your membership.
Yep.
So you have to do that before you shoot the qualifier?
I believe so.
Yeah. So if you're going to shoot the qualifier, that's news. Hey, this is kind of a newsy type podcast.
Yeah, but most people that are ASA coming to shoot the qualifier, they will be members.
They already know that. But
yeah,
there could be somebody listening and say, hey, I'm going to try that. Like a Paul Cantrell.
Yeah.
Or a Douglas Doty. Or
I bet Doug is already a member.
Dakota.
Yep.
Adam. Justin. Several people that probably haven't maybe shot an ASA. They throw their $50, be a member. What does it cost to shoot the qualifier?
Doug, come on, you got to tell us what you're giving the thumbs up to.
No, he's just
thumbs. Well,
somebody pick him up. I think he's hitchhiking somewhere. What for the qualifier? Is that do they just shoot that, or do they have to pay to shoot that?
You've got to pay to shoot the qualifier as well.
Do you know what it is?
I believe it's $20. So
let's see.
Yep. So,
and then what are we going to do for people that want to come shoot our course? Because those targets out there, if you don't know, cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So we probably need to address in the days ahead, if you want to come practice, if you want to be a member of Up Ultra or something to that nature.
Yeah.
And I'm just throwing this all out there willy-nilly. We don't have to go into no fine detail, but just to put it out there for people to start to think about.
Yeah. Well, we are officially, since we filed all the paperwork with ASA, we are a club. And because we are,
everything's frozen.
Oh, that's weird. We're not frozen now. But because we are, did we freeze again?
No.
Weirdo.
I just froze. Gotcha.
That one's froze.
That one's froze. This one's not. We're flowing still on this one. Go ahead. We're paid ASA, but
yes, but we are a club is what I'm getting at. And because we are a club, we could charge membership fees in order for that to, guys to come shoot if we wanted.
To potentially cover cost on
Yeah,
targets and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, we've got 20 targets out there and people think, they're a couple $100 a piece. Not those targets. Those targets, we're $8,000 in on those targets. So.
Yeah. And the cores are $100 and some bucks a piece.
Yeah.
Just to replace the cores.
Yeah.
So, and you'd be surprised, they get beat up pretty quick, especially you start having several shoots. So, in the days ahead, we may address that, but just be on the radar.
Yep. So,
so
we're 45 minutes in.
All right, let's end with this, or try to end with this. What is your system? Well, I shouldn't say system. What is your worst thing that you feel like you have to overcome, maybe, when shooting competition 3D? What?
Ooh. For me?
Like Metropolis, target number one.
Yeah, for me, it's just nerves.
Target number one, I remember I could physically see it on you.
Which I will say this. I was all like, so they've put me on medication since then for my blood pressure.
He's so much better than he used to be.
But I'm just telling you, like, when we were up there on target one, I could feel my heartbeat pounding in every limb of my body.
Yeah.
And I was like,
nerves.
Oh, dude,
adrenaline.
I was a nervous wreck. And, for multiple reasons, like not just I'm about to shoot with the professionals, but also we had invested the time and the effort and,
and the money.
Our name was tied to it. Yeah. And, I didn't want to be a moron out there, And
everybody's like, who's these guys with these
yellow shirts
on?
So, I mean, there's all sorts of aspects that were compounding there. Like, I'm just glad I didn't have a heart attack out there.
Like, I could speak for Josh because I've talked to him about it. Like, whenever people are like, what are you doing? Because we just went down there and shot the pro. If you watched the podcast last year when we were doing this, Path to the Podium, that Josh was like, remember, he was like, we hadn't even paid in yet because people were like, what are you doing now? And I'm not sure if you can do that. We were asking questions. People, can we just do this? And Josh was like, let's just go home. He felt like he almost got defeated.
He was like, let's go.
Yeah,
let's
defeat came on him before he even shot because he thought, well, maybe this won't be received well. When it was received really well.
The first lady was not.
She wasn't.
She was like, I don't think you want to do that.
It's like, yeah, we want to shoot the pro. No. Yeah. Yeah. She thought maybe we was confused.
Yeah.
We're like, no, we're going to pay the money and shoot the pro.
She's like, that's $500.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're here to shoot it. 5 of us. Take the money, put it in your pocket.
Take our money, please. You don't usually have that problem. Will you please take our money? No. Pretty please. But anyhow, so your biggest thing.
I'm a nerve guy, man.
Was the nerves got you?
Yeah. Like,
and it's
the difference in shooting in your backyard.
Can you define that? Because everybody would say, well, nerves. You just think the crazy elevated heart rate maybe would be like overwhelming, messing with you, or just.
I think that's part of it.
Mine, it was just totally just like, I would have to call it, and I kind of addressed this earlier, but I just would have to call it second guess.
Yeah.
It's like I couldn't get past second guessing myself, whether it was yardage or how to hold. I couldn't see my pin, and I could not get myself to turn my light on. Then when I turned my light on, I was like, no, it's better the other way. It was just like this. It was just this thing, second guessing was my biggest battle.
Logan Oval, he asked what time the shoot, what time is the shoot tomorrow? It starts at 9 a.m. It will end at 6. And then on Saturday we're going from 9 to 4. So
9 to 4.
Yep. So good question, Logan. We appreciate that.
So you can shoot from 9 to 6 tomorrow. You can shoot from 9 till 4 on Saturday.
Yep. So
second guess, crazy nerves.
yeah, I mean, I was like 3 targets in, and I was like,
All right.
I've got to figure something out because my heart is about to beat out of my chest. So, but
well, that is about what we wanted to cover. Make sure you come shoot. We'll have a class for everybody.
there's a class for everybody.
There's a class for everybody.
Come stick around. We'll give you a master class.
Yeah. Bring some buddies, bring your family. There'll be they can walk up. If your kids are with you, they can walk up and shoot their class, their pin. You can shoot your pin all on the same target and shoot it together.
Yeah.
Like I said, be honest. Everybody be honest. And there'll be range people watching to some degree and checking. And if you have anything questionable,
we will give you a rundown on scoring system. And for those who are like, well, I'm not sure how to score it, we'll let you know how to score it. And we'll give you a rundown. So,
and on the stuff that's known, if you don't have a rangefinder, you'll get a paper, right?
Yep, we will have papers.
If you come and you're shooting a known, when I say known, that means known yardage.
Yep.
You'll get a paper, and it'll have every target on it and what the yardage is. But all set for your pin. So,
it's already made, already done.
Oh, on top of it. So whammo, there you go. Come shoot. We look forward to it. Get you some Boston butt.
Is that where it originated?
What's that?
Boston.
I have no idea. I always wonder why they call them Boston butts, because they're not even the butt.
No, they're a shoulder. Yeah.
Boston shoulder.
It makes more sense to me why they call the piece that's connected to it the picnic.
I don't understand that at all. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. The lower part of the Boston butt is the picnic. And to me, it's a smaller piece, so you could go on a picnic with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But the butt, that's weird.
Yeah. So there'll be food. There's a bow shop if you need something fixed.
Yep.
Need more arrows. Need something lined up. Come shoot. We appreciate everybody. I don't have anything else. I just know that if you've never done it and you do it, and you get the competition part of it real quick, you'll find out that you have to deal with your nerves and stuff.
Yeah. Listen, life's short. You need to come shoot the shoot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Life's short.
Life's short. Come shoot it.
There's no guarantees for tomorrow. You might as well shoot your bow.
Yep. So. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
That's right. You guys have a good one. We'll catch you guys later. We'll see you tomorrow or Saturday. So, all right. Peace out.
Peace out.